degrees. This has been your weather report from the WSIC Weather Center.
Whatever the story,
we have to end our dependence on China.
Have your say.
This debt crisis is going to set our economy back big time.
This is WSIC News Talk Now.
All right, know the scene. Good afternoon, everybody. That's my new music. Bill got it. That's my new music. Well, we can let it run a little bit longer next time, Bill. I like that. That's definitely got my, 90s child alternative garage band vibe to it. I'm with you. I like this. I like it. I like the vibe. I'm rocking to it right now. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Justin Dionne, your host for Know the Scene. Every week here, we are here to talk to you about the scene in the Lake Norman region and the towns here and beyond, about what's going on here in the scene. We got a great show for you today. But first, I'm going to do it to myself. It's my birthday. It's my birthday today. Birthday. Celebrate, everybody. Celebrate. Birthday here. Birthday show. And for my birthday show today, we got two, not one, but two guests today. Two guests. We're going to start today with the lovely, talented, energetic, effervescent.
That's a really good word.
Effervescent.
Very, very impressive.
Simone El Bey. Welcome to the show, Simone.
Thank you.
If you guys have heard, I know you've heard numerous times, let's talk about Cain Center for the Arts, is obviously where I'm the executive director and is here in Cornelius. And we have, you may have heard me say several times throughout our show about the team that we have there, and I've even mentioned Simone a couple times. So Simone is with us today. Simone is our director of visual arts and education and other things at Cain Center for the Arts, and excited to have her today come on and just chat a little bit the first half of the show about visual arts, about just visual arts. We can talk about the exhibit at Cain Center now and what's going on, but we can also go other directions too.
Gotcha.
And then second half of the show, we are going to have Trent Wagler from the the Steel Wheels. The Steel Wheels are coming to play this weekend at Cain Center for the Arts on Friday. So great show, birthday show. Two guests here today. Let's kick it off.
Whoop.
Simone, welcome to the show.
I'm so excited.
Tell us. I know it's your first time.
It's my first time, and it's your birthday.
That's right. It's right.
It's
birthday show.
It's a birthday show.
Birthday show. What? Simone, tell our audiences here about yourself. Where are you from? What's your story? Go.
I am from Charlotte originally. I actually grew up out here, and it has been. I'm from Charlotte. I've grown up out here. I've kind of done a lot of behind the scenes nonprofit work, community development work with Project Lift, CMS schools, transitional housing, public library, park and recs. So I've done a few different things, and I've always had a love for the arts. And I just kind of landed in Cain Center's for the Arts lap.
Yes, she did.
Literally.
That's exactly the way we think of it.
Landed in the lap, and I have had a ball since.
Brought by a stork.
Since I started there. We have grown so much as an organization, as a team, as individuals, as artists. I think that that's one thing that I love about working in our organization is just that we're all a little quirky. We're all Justin's definitely a theater kid. People, I was just literally telling him before the show started that he is people meet me and they're like, "Who do you work for?" And I'm like, "Why do people ask that?" And he was just like, "Well, because people want to know."
Because people want to know who encourages all this.
Right, and that's exactly what it is.
And you're like, I am toned down compared to Justin, probably.
And actually, that's kind of true. I do say that. I said, well, my boss is a little. Well, I
think Simone's phrase is unhinged.
It is my favorite phrase to describe Justin, because I do think that he is unhinged in a really good way. I also like to think that I have the ability to be creative, and I think that that's one of the things that we really strive for in our organization. one, we're all a bunch of art weirdos. Even the ones that are not artsy, when they started, they're getting there. Like we're getting them inundated into the arts, whether it's performing arts or visual arts. We do a lot of different things. Like I think even with us going into our second season with performances and us going into a new level of visual arts, we're watching the team grow. And it's really exciting because Justin is low-key, high-key leading the ship.
Low-key, high-key.
Low-key, high-key, both.
Both.
So he's low-key, high-key leading the ship, and it's very interesting. It's actually very amusing. I say all the time in our office, we need a sitcom.
Am I Captain? Hopefully not Captain Ahab. Right, Ahab. Is that
As long
was
as
that
we're
was
not
from,
like
was that
Gilligan's
from
Island.
Moby Dick?
Yeah, don't be Captain.
Can I
Yeah.
be Captain Jack Sparrow? Probably not a good one either. I don't know. At the end of the day, Joe, Jack
I
Sparrow
was about
always
to
got
say,
it.
Jack
I mean, he
Sparrow
always
might
got
be-
there.
After the second movie, he just
It might be.
his ways are just not
It's
as
just not non-conventional.
there. That's actually you.
Jack Sparrow is just non-conventional. I will take Captain Jack Sparrow.
So Justin's our Jack Sparrow in the office, and just add some performances, some music, and some visual arts, and there you got Cain Center for the Arts team in
Yeah,
a
that's
nutshell.
So Simone, you as Director of Visual Arts and Education,
hmm
what exactly? This is not a test for me, of course, being like your, director. But what exactly do you do? Help the people understand.
I curate the gallery, so
What does curate mean?
curate means I actually go in to the community and I run into different partners that are visual arts organizations, and I sit with artists and art administrators and art managers, and this is fine arts, pop culture art, urban art, and fine art that actually fits our facility, our mission, and our organization like a glove, and we bring it home. I bring it home and we curate, which means that we put the work in the galleries all over the building. We go out and we try to find artists that are different, that are vibrant. Our current exhibit at the Cain Center, we have two. We have Mud at the Mill, which is a standing community exhibit, and then we have Anna Dean, Art of the Mechanics, and our Anna Dean is like a 2023 Art Pop class recipient, but she is this phenomenal interdisciplinary, which means that she does all the things that come with art. She does like the sculpting and the drawing and the building and the fusing things together.
Multidisciplinary.
Yes, she does all of these things, and she builds her pieces from scratch. Like all of her pieces in our facility right now were started off on a sketchbook. And when you see them, you're like, what? That started off as a sketch, because it's so crazy what kind of artwork she does.
Yeah.
She adds all these different dimensions of like engineering and all these creative aspects to her work. And then she's very thoughtful behind it. Like she's not like, oh, I'm going to put this oil derrick here and it's because it's pretty. She puts the oil derrick there because it means something to her, and it gives her a meaningful look at a different perspective, which is what we really like to think of art is, as a door opener for new perspectives, new opinions, new experiences, new encounters, especially in a facility like ours, because we're like multifaceted in the arts. We got performing arts, we got visual arts, we got classes. I mean, we got a dance studio. We have Charlotte Ballet that comes out there and does dance class with us. I mean, we are like, what did they call that kid? The triple threat kid, like in the 90s.
Oh yeah, triple threat. That was
Isn't that like where
That's
they
what
act, dance,
actor,
and
singer,
sing?
and a dancer, singer, actor.
Yeah, we're a triple threat.
All
theater.
of it.
We're a
I love
triple
that you
threat.
mentioned Anna Dean. She's going to be on the show next week.
Oh my god, y'all gonna love her.
So
She's so cool.
we'll tease her a little bit this week with you, and then we'll
She's
bring her in.
So cool.
We're gonna get to have an artist. Bill, we're having an artist on the show next week, like a visual artist. Sorry, not just like we have artists on the show every week. All right, well, hang on. We're gonna go to break, and then we're gonna continue. We're gonna continue the birthday show.
Boop, boop.
Coming back
It's
after
your
this.
birthday.
Know the
It's your
scene.
birthday.
More Know the Scene with Cain Center for the Arts Executive Director Justin Dionne on the way from the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. This Friday, the Steel Wheels are performing at Cain Center for the Arts in Cornelius. Come listen to the storytelling abilities of the Steel Wheels through Americana and folk music. Doors open at 7 and the show starts at 8. The Steel Wheels. This Friday, cainarts.org. That's CAIN arts.org. Start your engines, racing fans. The Bank of America Roval 400 is back to Charlotte. Sunday, October 8th, starting at 2 p.m. The Bank of America Roval 400 at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Get your tickets before it's too late. Visit charlottemotorspeedway.com. No time to get to the apple picking at Kerrigan Farms? Apple picking ends September 30th. But you have your chance to go pumpkin picking. Starting September 30th, you can experience the pumpkin patch at Kerrigan Farms. Book your experience now at kerriganfarms.com. The All-American Dog Show is this Sunday in Cornelius, 2 until 5 p.m. Bring your furry friends with you. Come find out who has the fluffiest coat and see the cutest puppy in all of Cornelius. And be sure to come by the WSIC tent at the All-American Dog Show happening at Robbins Park in Cornelius this Sunday. For more info, visit cornelius.org. Have an event you would like to tell people about? Yard sales, estate sales, and everything in between? Visit WSICnews.com and click on events to submit your event today.
The Renaissance Festival is back! Saturdays and Sundays, September 30th through November 19th. Jousting, knights, mermaids, fairies, dragons, oh my! Tickets available online only at renfestinfo.com while supplies last.
And now for a look at your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. As you head through the later morning here, the skies will be cloudy. Your afternoon high getting up to 75 degrees. Through the late evening hours, there is a 30% chance of precipitation. Otherwise, cloudy skies with your overnight low around 60 degrees. This has been your weather report from the WSIC Weather Center.
It's Know the Scene with Cain Center for the Arts Executive Director Justin Dionne on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
So it don't even sound like I don't feel like I have to prep for this.
Yes, Bill is getting me with the music. I like this, Bill. I appreciate that. We'll change. Welcome back. Know the Scene, birthday edition.
Birthday.
Once a year.
It's your birthday.
Once a year. Next year, if the station allows me to stay on, and if audiences continue to listen, maybe we'll do a big birthday show. Next year's big birthday. This year's the one before the big one.
Oh yeah.
Next year's big one.
Yeah, next year's the big one.
We can do a live broadcast from my big party next year. That's what we should do. Live Know the Scene broadcast.
He's just encouraging.
I know, but
like,
you don't
yeah,
like. So you don't even know. Like Bill's like the hype man of the studio. Like Bill's like you got the hype man over there. Welcome back. That's right. I'll bring Bo and Charlotte, our Basset Hounds. Yeah. Man, by the way, during the break, heard the advertisement for the All-American Dog Show.
Yeah.
Y'all go to that on Sunday. I got 2 Basset Hounds I might bring. Seeing if I can take me home to Blue Ribbon.
You probably would.
Blue Ribbon Basset Hound.
Bo is kind of cute. We love Bo. Bo is a cute.
He's a mess. All right. Well, welcome back again today. By the way, if you're listening, not during the segment now, but during the second half of the show, when Trent is on from Steel Wheels, we're going to do a call-in. You can win some tickets this weekend.
Y'all better get some tickets.
So if you're listening, don't stop listening so that you can get some tickets. All right. So we're back with Simone El Bey, Director of Visual Arts and Education for Cain Center for the Arts. Simone was just talking about a little bit of what she does. She really even just broached on the artist piece and just barely touched the surface. We'll have Simone back another day to really get into everything, because I think it's really neat for people to hear the detail about what all goes into.
Yeah.
You know, what all goes into how you that curate word, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's such like the word doesn't quite do justice. Like there's so many things behind that word.
Yes.
That goes into it. Like one word really should not be able to encompass everything that you do when you put in an exhibit.
Justin says that because he sees me running from one side of the building to the next, and he's like,
right.
What in the world? And I'm like, well, this has to go. And then he's like, that sounds great. And he just really gets how it comes together. Like,
well, yeah. Well, you're
really
directing a show, basically.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just
literally how
you're
it feels.
directing a show, like except from a visual arts side.
Yes.
Whereas, like, if you were directing a play, you're directing that. But like everything that the same thought processes and thoughtfulness and layout
Yeah.
and everything else that would go
Yeah.
into like a play that someone's directing is what you put into doing exhibits.
Absolutely. I mean, and then it's so thoughtful because our facility is so unique. And I know I tell people this, and they think I tell them this because I work there, but I'm actually like, this is a personal opinion as well as a professional one. But when you have a building that has like this intricate feel and has this different kind of vibe, and these colors and these windows, and you have all of these spaces, like art is like the component of that building. Like art fits into that building. Like every time I walk into that building, I see a new exhibit.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was literally telling another artist that I think it was Anna Dean.
Mm-hmm.
We were doing the layout for her curation, and we are like, she's like, how do you walk in here and just like not be? I said inspired. I said my mind is always running a mile a minute because when I walk in, I'm thinking about the next exhibit that we're working on and where this piece could go,
Mm-hmm.
how big this piece could be, how the audience will be able to interact with these pieces because the gallery and things are open to the public during every performance that we have.
Right.
So it's not as if like you just come in and you only do a performance. Like you get a lot out of us, which is why I say that we're the triple threat 90s kid.
Oh, hey, we should tell that to
Yeah.
Amanda for marketing.
Triple threat 90s kid.
Cain Center for the Arts, the triple threat.
We are triple threat. We are triple threat.
Charlotte Mecklenburg's Triple Threat Arts
We
Center.
are.
Because you're right, because you could see a show, you're gonna see some great visual arts while you're there too, and you're gonna get a great like community experience.
You get a community experience. You get a
Boom,
class.
dab.
Your classes. You can do dancing.
That's
you can
right.
do visual arts. Like you do scare. Like we're triple threat. So it's funny because it's like when you walk into that building, you walk in.
Told you, hype man.
Villa's in there hype manning this up. But when you walk in there, like you see all of these windows, and I just really feel like you have to be so. I mean, something like that, like you can't give a lid to.
And Simone hadn't even got anything outside yet.
I know.
Just wait.
Oh my God. I have
Teasing.
I know. I have like 3 things on my desk that's going to Justin in the next month about this summer. This summer is going to be so crazy. We're partnered with Art Fields. We're partnered with Art Pop.
We got other potential partners talking to.
Yes, we do. And like when we say that we are trying to pop the lid, yes, we're popping the lid. Like we don't have a lid.
Well, that was the, I will say like from the guy who was here from the beginning, that was the mandate from the community.
Yeah.
Was, make Cain Center something special.
Yeah. And I think it is special. Like I think it is, especially because even with the community impact programs that we currently have running, one of the things that I love seeing with our community partners, and this is who I call our neighbors. We say neighbors in the office. We don't really say community partners. We say neighbors.
We're like Mr. Rogers.
Right. We just got neighbors. Like Manny comes over.
Yeah.
Harold Katika from Ada Jenkins, they just come over. Like they just come. Yeah. That would actually be really good.
Yeah.
But they just come over. But one of the things is that seeing the community members, our neighbors come in and they're like, what? And they see a new exhibit and it's like it's a new building. They see new performances and they're like, oh my God, like we got a whole nother chance to do this all over again. So it's like really seeing like the triple threat kid.
Well, that was what you're talking about with that, like people coming in and seeing things. When people come see shows, the arts, like that was one of the concepts. And what we do have, if people don't know and you haven't been to the center yet, like was that, I think that sometimes there's a segment of the population that maybe has never even been in an art exhibit.
Right.
Or been to an art gallery because maybe they didn't have a reason to go or they just felt like that wasn't theirs or there's some kind of barrier in their way, right? Well, that's why like one of the reasons was we designed the Cain Center in a way too that yes, we have that gallery, but you walk in and it's right there and it's open to you. It's an extension of the lobby, right? And Simone does a great job of curating is that word again? Curating exhibits and art, not just in the art gallery, but out into the hallways and up into the lobby so that when you come to a show, you will also be going to an art exhibit. If you come to a class, you're going to an art exhibit. Like you said, if you're one of our community partners and you're bringing your kids or community members in with you, you're walking past and around an art exhibit. So no matter what, you are just going to be exposed to really cool art that is going to, inspire you and make you think sometimes and challenge you think about art and all kinds of stuff.
I think that one of the things that I love about our building and I really love about curating in our building is that we get to make it fun.
Mm-hmm.
When you talk about
You have to.
the barrier that kind of separates the fine arts from people who don't go to art galleries and museums. They don't want to go just see a Rembrandt or Cezanne. They want to see an Anna Dean.
That's right.
They want to see an Anna Dean. They want to see what we do
Art should
in
be
our
fun.
classes. Like it has to be fun. And I think that our building gives us the space. One, our building gives us the space. I think our team allows us to get the space too, because everybody's on ball. Like everybody's on. They're tracking with that. Like everybody wants to do that too. Like everybody's kind of fun and quirky on our team. Like everybody's got like their own part of their personality, and it just kind of seeps into the building. And it's just like you walk in, you're like, this is an art facility, and then you might hear like somebody singing down the hallway, or you might go into the office, and me and Anita are in the office, and we're just kind of like breaking out into a flash dance.
Yes.
So you start to see that it's like it becomes a part of who you are. And I tell people all the time,
that's
like,
the goal.
that art makes me a better human, and I think that being able to provide that experience for our neighbors, it kind of helps us like make our community a better community, because like, it cultivates thinking, it cultivates thoughtfulness, it cultivates emotional intelligence. Like how many surveys have we done, and how many people have done statistics on how does art influence emotional intelligence? How many times have we talked about that as a society?
Yeah.
You know, so for us to have this building and we're like, well, don't make it boring. Like I think that's one of the things that's unhinged about Justin. Justin's like, let's do this, but you know, don't make it whack. I'm like,
yeah, I'm like,
okay,
I'm
on
like,
my
listen,
notes, do not make this.
You can't just do it. You have to do
on my
it.
notes in the meeting bill, I have to preface, do not make whack. Like I have to
don't make that whack.
Like,
No, don't.
Whack. Let me make
Come
sure
on,
that
find
it
something
looks...
cool about it.
Yes.
There's a not radio friendly phrase that I encourage.
Yes, it is.
Sometimes.
And it's funny because he will say that. He'll be like, well, make it cool. You know, Simone, make it cool. And I'm like, yes, that. I will do that.
I will do the thing and make it cool. Yes.
And then I go and tell people.
That's what I told Bill about my music. I was like, come on, Bill,
it.
just make it cool.
Make it cool. That's literally his language of speaking. Justin will come in and be like, I want to do this, but cool.
But cool.
And we'll be sitting there in a meeting, and we're like,
what does
make
that mean?
Cool. And then we have to go like compare notes together. And
I want a make cool button.
Right. Oh, you should.
We're gonna make cool button at Cain Center somewhere as like an art installation.
Yes.
And just leave it there as like a permanent art installation.
Right.
And like, and people just see me like, what is that? What is that? And it's like,
make it cool.
That's what we do here.
Yeah. Or we can get like little pins that say Cain Center,
cool.
where we make art cool. That's our tagline.
Make it all cool. Make it cool.
I'm gonna use that for an example.
Well, like, and that's like to the, but there's lots of ways to do that, right? I think humor is a way that, you mentioned it. I've always been a sneak humor in where we can.
Yes, he is.
That is me. I am 100% inappropriate in a lot of ways. Appropriate when I have to be.
Unhinged.
But even when. But because especially like I think I use humor to I think to get through, to disperse energy, to cope, to I'm horrible about probably laugh about things too early when you're not supposed to, like, or whatever.
I will neither confirm nor deny on air.
But like because I don't know, I think humor is a great tool, a great thing, it's a decompressor.
It is a decompressor.
Right?
It is definitely
it's a stress reliever.
It is definitely it is all of those things.
All those things. So
I will say that if you really want to see Justin in action, you really need to come to Cain Center for the Arts, where we make art cool.
We make it cool.
We make it cool.
Whatever it is, we make it cool. We try to.
Because we are a triple threat 90s kid. I'm taking it home. That's my thing.
Pass that to Amanda.
Pass it to a triple threat 90s
kid.
Like
for the next branding campaign.
Yeah.
Well, listen, we're going to have Simone come back another day because I want you all to hear all the cool things that she does with scheduling, with everything, not just scheduling, but finding our classes, working with the kids, the community impact programs that we have, everything. So, Simone, thank you for joining us today. We're going to have you back.
Birthday
We're going to continue birthday show right after the break. Know the scene.
Yay.
Okay.
More Know the Scene with
Welcome.
Cain Center for the Arts Executive Director Justin Dionne on the way from the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Hi, this is Susan. I'm excited to let you know that Lake Mountain Coffee is now available for private events. Our beautiful historic building with its 360-degree mezzanine has hosted many private parties, catered diners, and even an actual wedding. Please contact Andy at 704-252-1886 for more information. Thank you so much.
And now for a look at your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. As you head through the later morning here, the skies will be cloudy, your afternoon high getting up to 75 degrees. Through the late evening hours, there is a 30% chance of precipitation. Otherwise, cloudy skies with your overnight low around 60 degrees. This has been your weather report from the WSIC Weather Center.
Hello, everyone. This is Joshua Dovey from North Main Financial Group. We're blessed at North Main Financial Group that most of our clients come to us by referral. When folks have a good experience with us, they share that good experience with their friends, family, and colleagues. In doing so, when we're sitting with folks, then we're looking at their financial plan and seeing if it aligns with their goals and their desires for what yet lies ahead, be it college, be it retirement, or be it estate planning. If that sounds of interest to you, we'd love to hear from you. Reach out to us at northmainfinancial.com.
Folks, you know Randy Marion sells vehicles the King of Price way, but did you know our service department? We service vehicles the King of Price way. We sell tires, we sell brakes, we sell batteries, we sell the maintenance. We help you keep your vehicle on the road safe, ready to drive, whatever the season is. Randy Marion service departments have you covered. Come see us today because, folks, again, you know we sell the King of Price way.
Check.
Yeah, Trent, hey, you there?
Yeah, hey, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, man? This is Justin Dionne from the Cain Center.
Right on. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Great.
Are you can you see me in your on your computer or whatever you are on?
I see like a blue rectangle with a symbol on it. Do you see me?
Okay. Well, yes, I can see you. So cool. All right, we're about to hop back on. Actually, we're coming on right now. All right. Okay. Here we are. We're coming back from the break. Know the Scene, Tuesday afternoon. Thank you for listening, everybody. Justin Dionne here, your host. Thanks for tuning in for the birthday show. Birthday show, everybody. 2 guests today. We started out, we had Simone El Bey, our Director of Visual Arts and Education at Cain Center, talk to us all about the new art exhibit and items happening there. And now we've got a real great treat as well. Our second guest of today, Trent from the Steel Wheels. How's it going, Trent?
It's going great.
Thanks for joining us today.
Here. Thanks for having me.
Are you coming to us live? It looks like, sorry. So if you're listening and not watching on YouTube Live or Facebook Live, which you can do if you'd like to watch, Trent looks like he's coming to us from the comfort of his home. Are you located in Harrisonburg?
Yep, Harrisonburg, Virginia.
Nice. Good for you, man. That's where you guys are from and founded, right?
Yeah, that's right.
That's awesome. I did a short stint in Harrisonburg, Virginia when I was an undergrad. Yeah, and I actually worked at in Lexington, Virginia at Theater at Lime Kiln.
No kidding. Yeah. I actually spent some time there as well.
Yeah, really? Yeah, I was in the last ever production of Stonewall Country.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I also did some staged fighting and played the Barefoot Soldier in that production in probably 2002, I think.
Really? That was like the year. Yeah, I was 04. So that's so cool, man. Yeah.
That's
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a reunion, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Stonewall Country reunion. Lexington, beautiful area of the country, man. I love the Shenandoah Valley area. That up Interstate 81 is just gorgeous.
Yeah.
The whole way, if you can just avoid all the truckers.
That's right.
But thanks so much for joining us again today. Steel Wheels coming to Cain Center for the Arts this weekend, man. Can't tell you how excited we are to have you.
Yeah, we're pumped. It's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait to get there. It's our first time at the Cain Center, so yeah, we hope everybody will come out and join us, and we can have a great Friday night.
Yes, sir. Now this is going to be kicking off. Well, you'll have, I guess, a couple shows here this week. You have 2 shows this weekend, us, and then you're going to Yadkinville on Saturday, and then it looks like you have a week, maybe a week and a half off, and then you're off. Like you are on tour. You guys are doing a nice little month, maybe month and a half, all the way. It looks like Midwest, West, Southwest, just West.
Yeah, we're getting across the country. It'll be our first time really to make it all the way back to the Pacific Northwest since the pandemic. So
Wow.
it's amazing how that time kind of, I mean, obviously everybody's tired of talking about how the pandemic changed everything, but truly, with some of the weird changes that happen, and then you're trying, as a band, you're trying to get back to all the places that you want to get back to, and yet, depend, like with some of the different surges that happened in 21 and 22, we just, it was kind of risky, or felt risky, to get all the way
Sure.
across the country. So anyway, yeah, it's a big tour, and we're pumped. We just released our first single off of a new album, and that came out here a few weeks ago. That is a song called Easy on Your Way. And we'll be releasing another single while we're on that tour, actually, in the middle of October. And so we're going to be releasing singles from this new album. The album's called Sideways.
Yeah, it's
And
coming out in February, right?
that's right. And if you come out on Friday, we'll definitely be playing several songs that haven't been released. It's a fun time for the band to be kind of exploring and enjoying that creative time of getting some of these songs up on stage that we haven't really played live much yet.
That's awesome. So hey, that'll be great, folks that are coming Friday night. A couple, you heard it first, right? Perhaps. Well, perhaps like as live audiences, right? Kind of getting that
exactly,
getting to hear the song, really get, that's always a treat for audiences, I think, when they have the chance to be there for that, because like when a group is, I mean, obviously you guys are, not that you're not playing anywhere else or anything per se, but if you're still early in that phase, you're still feeling out how it works with the crowd, right?
Yeah, and I mean, we've recorded the songs so that the album versions of the songs are going to be what they are, but every song kind of takes its own life on stage. And one of the things that I think this new album has been exciting for us to be doing is, I feel like even since the pandemic, we've taken an extra pride in saying, what did we miss about playing live, and what do we love about being together on stage?
Yeah.
And so we're trying to lean in a little bit more to the jamming side of being on stage.
I was going to ask about that. Yeah. Do you guys stick? Do you like, I mean, how much jamming do you do? Do you like just kind of let it flow? Like where do you guys land in that?
Yeah, I mean, it really depends on the song. We range from, some pretty intricately arranged instrumental tunes to, if you're singing an a cappella,
yeah, right. Not
song,
really jamming that.
You're going to stick, you're not going to jam, right?
Right.
But then, there's several songs on the album even where you can really feel a little bit more improvisation than I think we have tended to do in the recording studio in past projects. And I think that was a little nod to saying, when we get out on stage, we want to let these really breathe and open up and see where we can go. And I think, that is one of those things that as you were away from it, you realize how much you can take for granted, just that moment when you're together and you're live and there's an audience. Each night can really feel different, and you're sort of jumping and taking those chances that sometimes you land, and sometimes we're all kind of not sure where it's going to go.
That's right. Yeah, but that's the fun of it. That
is
because we'll always get back there. Like it's like we'll always find our way back. We'll come back. We'll get everyone back there in some way or another, right?
Absolutely.
So Sideways is coming February 9th. Get to hear maybe a couple songs perhaps on well, for folks that come this weekend to Cain Center, maybe a couple. For folks going later on your tour, we'll probably hear more, right? Are you guys going to be doing any, I'm hearing that CDs are coming back. Is the rumor. I'm a vinyl guy myself. Are you guys going to do any pressings?
Yeah, we'll have vinyl and CDs for people, and the pre-order is up now. There's a bunch of different packages for people to take a look, because like you said, I mean, some people really love we have a couple different packages, and if you order early, I think you can get a hold of like this blue vinyl that's really cool.
I think I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I think, every one of these formats, from cassette tapes to CD to vinyl to online streaming, I think they're going to go through cycles at this point.
Sure.
And you know, there is something cool. I
Cassette?
mean,
Is cassette gonna come back?
oh, I don't know. Cassette came back. I think it came back already, and then it stopped again. I had some friends who were making cassettes a few
Really?
years ago. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It just depends on how lo-fi your crowd is.
That's right. Yeah, lo-fi's right. Get the lo-fi
Yeah,
beats.
but right, and I mean, it also probably depends on like how late model your car is.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know. It's
'Cause that's
crazy. Like my truck doesn't even have a CD player in it.
I know you can't find a new vehicle with a CD player. So that's pretty tough for CD sales, but because that was like the last holdout. I mean, that was
Right.
the way you would usually I would listen to
Of course.
CDs
Yeah.
by having a few in my car. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So with this new record too, like you guys have a very I mean, you guys have made some music. I mean, I mean that's understatement of the year. Like you guys have made some music. You've got a large discography, of what you guys have put together. Like what's your journey been like? Where do you think? I mean, you said this one has a little bit more. If I heard, maybe you've leaned into some more jamminess here and there, but and let things breathe. But what would you say this one lands in terms of like your other discs? Like how would you describe it?
That's a great question. I mean, I think we've definitely evolved as a band to add sounds that we didn't have when we first started out. I mean, when
Cool.
we first started out, we were inspired very much by Garcia and Grisman
Oh.
and the Pizza Tapes and, very acoustic based, uh, but, really original
Yeah.
sounding music. And we were trying to make our own music. It was, inspired by and influenced by old time and bluegrass, but it was always us. And we weren't ever trying to be anything particularly traditional. And some of the guys in the band, I mean, Jay, who used to almost exclusively play the mandolin, had played in metal bands before,
Cool.
and so when we decided, hey, let's put some layering of some electric guitars behind some of these songs, we started adding some of that in the studio. And then we did add more drums and percussion, and we brought in Kevin Garcia, who's now a full-time member, and he's drums, and he's an amazing percussionist. It's just added, I think, to the language that we can tell a story with and
Yeah.
speak with. And so to me, it just allows us to kind of bring the highs higher and the lows lower. But I've always enjoyed in a given night, the journey of music is where it's at. Like
Right.
I find that if you have a killer band who's just hitting you hard with a bunch of fast or, extremely complex and intricate melodies and tunes, after about 15 minutes of that, I'm ready for a
I'm good.
break. Yeah, exactly. And same thing goes for like
Take me
an
somewhere.
amazing,
Take me
yeah,
somewhere else, maybe. Yeah.
right, an amazing folk singer who gets up there and starts singing beautiful songs and has great stories underneath it. I can listen to that, but after a little while, it can start to sound the same. So I just feel like what we have now, especially as you mentioned, with you know 15 plus years of making albums, and those albums do really range from all acoustic and pretty
60.
bare bones sort of acoustic sounds to some really really more fully produced sounds with keyboards and different
Yeah.
guitar effects.
Wow.
And I'm playing with some effects on my banjo sometimes now and the fiddle. And so I just feel like we have done our best to try to stay creative and interested ourselves to be pushing our own edges. And
30.
It's just like when you're jamming in a song, you're not quite sure where you're going to land. Sometimes, in the studio, you find yourself kind of exploring and you're like, well, maybe that's a little further than we want to go. Let's pull it back.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think you as a band, you have to keep exploring, or else I feel like your set list, your show, it all just kind of starts to die.
Yeah.
And
Well,
for us,
Sorry, Trent, we're going to have to go to break. Sorry, but I love where this is going. We're not going to let it die because we're going to come back after the break, everyone. Know the scene. Sorry, man. I didn't want to cut you off there. It was so good.
Cool.
It was so good. And I was like, oh, no, we're running out of
that's
time.
That's fine.
Awesome. Well, thanks again. Sorry, we jumped right into it.
That's all right. I was a touch late. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, that's cool. That's cool that I didn't know if you were still in Harrisonburg. So you've been
Yeah.
I mean, you've been there a long time. Are you from Harrisonburg?
No, I came and I moved from the Midwest and came to school
Oh,
here.
JMU?
I went to EMU right across
Oh,
town,
okay,
the Mennonite
yeah.
school. And then I spent a little bit of time in DC, but for the most part, I just kind of fell in love with Harrisonburg,
It's
and
it's nice, beautiful area.
yeah, so
That's
it feels like
awesome.
home now.
Have you guys? Now you guys have probably played like Lime Kiln, right? Like you've played the bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
got the bowl. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to get back. Someday I'll get back up there. It's a long time. They have a great, I know their concert series and stuff up there.
Yeah, they've really done a good job of that resurgence there because there were a few years I think when it kind of went dormant, but
I think I used to remember seeing you guys play, or at least you, when I was in Harrisonburg for a short time. I waited tables at, God, what was it? Charlie's Ale House?
Oh,
Was that the name of it? Right in like
no.
downtown.
Wasn't Capitol Ale House? Capitol?
No.
Was it it wasn't Dave's, was
It
it?
was
Dave's
Dave's.
Taverna?
Yes, Dave's Taverna. Yes.
Yeah.
I waited tables at Dave's Taverna. That's exactly where I would have worked.
Nice. Yeah, we
Open
I
mic
used to play
nights, like
Dave's.
the open mic night was a big thing there, and yeah, that's wild.
That is crazy. Was John Healy at Lime
Yes.
when you were there?
Yes, he was.
He went up to Frederick, Maryland, and was running a place called the Weinberg Center for the Arts. He just retired from that place.
Wow.
And I randomly, because I worked with him for a couple years, and then he kept inviting the Steel Wheels to come and play the Weinberg.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
He invited me to this retirement party. I went up there, and it was really fun to kind of like see this guy's career because, man, I mean, he was at Lime Kiln for a while. I don't know. That's really funny. But
yeah.
He was
Yeah, I was there under Healy, and then I went back. So I did a summer with Stonewall Country,
About
and
30
like we did a
seconds.
couple other productions, right, and rep, and then I dropped out of college for a semester, and Healy hired me, let me come and do his children's theater tours.
Oh yeah.
With theater at Lime Kiln. So we did that for a little bit. Yeah, I was a little. I was young, bro. I was like 19, 20.
10 seconds.
Just a little shit. So Healy put up with a lot of stuff from me back when I was in. All right, we're coming back. 10 seconds, you said, Bill? All right, 10 seconds. Here we go.
100.7 WSIC.
All right, coming back at you. Know the Scene Tuesday birthday show, everybody. Finishing up here this last segment. By the way, we're going to go ahead and open it up now. I tell you what, if you guys have a question for Trent of the Steel Wheels, give us a call, 844-STUDIO-4. That's 844-788-3464. If you have a question for Trent, or I'll tell you what, even if you don't have a question for Trent and you just want some tickets to the show this weekend,
there you go.
Give a call to that number, 844-788-3464. We'll give away a set of tickets. Billy on the sticks. Billy 1 will take care of you there. Bill will get you. So talking more with Trent, have a great conversation just about the Steel Wheels and their approach and the music. And something you were saying, Trent, I wanted to kind of bring back after the break was, you were mentioning, so we talked about, the long history you guys have had of being a band and the journeys you've taken. You started out, really kind of, I'm going to say more maybe influenced by the area in which you all were, right? So more folk, acoustic, bluegrassy, and your evolution, right? As you've grown as a band and continued. I want to ask a question because I know a couple bands that have done this too. How do you take your fans with you through that? And you know what I mean? And what is that experience like for you? Because I imagine there may be times where some fans are like, man, they're not as bluegrassy as they used to be, or they're not, right? How do you approach that?
I mean, I think it's something that you definitely, you have to think about a little bit, but you really can't make your artistic decisions based on where you think the fans are going to be.
Right. Sure.
Because I mean, I've been a fan of bands myself, and I feel like I've been on both sides of this argument where there've been some bands where I'm like, man, they just keep on doing something new, and I love it. I'm there for it.
Yeah.
They are so creative and interesting. I'm along for the journey. And I've also been that fan who's like, you know what? I like their first album. I don't like what they've been doing. I wish they did the thing they used to do. I don't want this from them. I
Yeah.
want that.
I like
and,
that.
and
Well, but but you're right. It is what it is. I mean, there's place for both. There's place for both.
right. And I feel like we're gonna make new fans with the new music we're making who might listen back to the old stuff and say, "Whoa, I can't believe that's who they used to be."
Interesting. Like a rediscovery.
Yeah, and we're gonna lose some fans, but I think, I know that I've also gotten tired of going and seeing a band and then going back and seeing them in 2 years, and basically the
Same
set
songs.
list is the same.
Yeah.
The show is the same.
Yeah.
That I'm not going to buy that ticket the next time they come through town. And
Oh, good point.
So for me, I just feel like you can play those guessing games all day long, but the real bottom line is if the artist is not feeling and able to express and experience some kind of inspiration on stage, then there's nothing for any of us to get together for.
Yeah.
There's no reason for us to be doing this.
Right.
So even if we've lost fans, or there's people frustrated because they feel like, wait, that's not who you are. You lost something that we believe you are. There's just as many fans that when we think, we're like, look, we did something new, and we'll get people, who will write a comment to the new album, and they'll be like, oh, same old Steel Wheels. I love you guys. Like some people, they don't even hear it. Like for us, we have a lot of harmonies and a lot of harmony vocals, and that's kind of central to our sound. And so I really believe some people, they're not even registering that, oh yeah, there's still a banjo in there and there's still a fiddle in there. And even if there's more effects, that's just landscape for what they're really listening to.
Right.
And other people really key in on like, wait a minute, there's drums now, and that's something that I don't know what
It's like
to
a
do
big
with.
deal. What?
So yeah, I don't worry too much about it.
Okay. Good. That's great. I love that. Hey, we've got a caller.
All right, let's do it.
Let's see. Billy, we have him on. Hello, you're on Know the Scene.
It's your birthday. It's your birthday today. Happy birthday.
Thank you. It is my birthday. Thank you. What's your name?
How old are you today?
How
old are you today?
I'm 39, sir.
Nice.
You're 39? I would have never guessed you were 39. I was going to say like 33, 32. I don't. Well, no, tell him happy birthday if you're going to talk in the bathroom. Happy birthday!
Oh, yes, thank you. Thank you. Do you have a question for Trent?
Family. Yeah, Trent, how is it that you deal with the craziness of Justin Dionne when you're booking the Cain Center? That's what I want to know.
Well, Trent has experts for that, right?
Yeah, that's right. My people, I have somebody in between me and Justin. This is the closest we get.
That's right.
No.
That's right. Poor Trent only has to deal with me between a screen right now until Friday, and then he only has to do it for a short amount of time.
No, we didn't even realize how much we went way back. Justin and I have some friends in common and some work in common that we had done. So yeah, we're lime kiln buddies.
That's right.
Realizing it.
That's right.
So.
During the break, if anyone has been watching during the break, or you can go afterward and watch again, it'll be broadcast back. You can watch it on like YouTube. This Trent when we've been talking during the break, it stays recorded and people will be able to watch it later so they can see the connection. So all right, well, thank you for
That's awesome.
Thank you for calling in.
I have a legitimate question.
Oh, go.
I have a legit question for Trent. Trent, just describe for me, and I'll hang up after this so I can listen on the radio, the storytelling ability of the Steel Wheels, right? Like, so from a music perspective, how do you as an artist storytell through music? And I look forward to listening to how you describe that, and looking forward to the show on Friday. Appreciate you both.
Thank you.
That's a great question.
That's a great question.
I think there's multiple ways to answer that question, and it comes down to the song. And for our band, we always try to stay focused on serving each song. And what I mean by that in this case is, there are some songs where either the lyrics are a little more opaque there's not a lot of literal meaning. It's a little bit more abstract. And so you're kind of painting pictures and you're letting the audience kind of create their own story out of that. And to some degree, I think if you step back, there's a larger story that we try to tell as much as we can, which I feel like there's an ethos in our band where it's not about any one of us. There's a real sense of, as a band, we're trying to all serve this thing that's bigger than us, which is the song. And so I sometimes see musicians, and again, sometimes it can blow your mind when you see a musician step out and do their thing and it's an amazing solo. And it's not that we don't have solos, but we're trying to do soloing that feeds each other and feeds the song and is all in service of that. And I think that tells a bigger story sometimes than, hey, look what I can do. Watch this trick that I have.
Right.
Putting yourself in front of the song. So that's one way I would answer that question. Another way is, sometimes the lyrics themselves do tell a very specific story. This last single that we just released, I urge you to go check it out on either any of the streaming platforms, or we've been posting a lot about it on our social media as well, just kind of the background of the song. But it's called Easy on Your Way. And it's, I wrote that one very specifically for a bandmate, actually, who was going through some really hard times and trying to find the words when you're with somebody who's struggling and you feel like everything you say is just cliche, and it feels like you're trying to encourage and you're trying to be hopeful, and yet it feels like everything just falls flat. And so it's a song that starts off by saying, I don't have a song to sing, and there aren't words. And I think that was my hope, is that sometimes, especially I think in the last few years, when a lot of people with COVID lost loved ones or were feeling lost in the midst of uncertainty, having some kind of way to say, I'm trying to be there for you, even when I don't have the words to do it. At least I'm trying, and we're still singing. And hey, let's raise a glass and let's sing a tune, even if we don't feel like we have the words to speak. All the cards on the Hallmark, row don't quite speak to this particular thing,
right?
But we're together, and that's what I want to say. And so I think that's a story that we try to tell, is like, hey, there's struggle, and struggle is real, and we don't shy away from that. We don't try to just say everything's great, it's a big party all the time. That always feels fake to me if I go to a show and it's sort of whitewashing some of the difficulties of life.
Right.
But we also are trying to make harmony in the midst of that difficulty. And to me, that juxtaposition tells a story that I want to be a part of.
Yeah, I love that. So this Friday night, we're excited to have you at the center. Shows at 8 p.m., everybody. Get your tickets, cainarts.org. Do still have some tickets available. Make sure to come see the Steel Wheels. Trent, for the show this weekend, without giving away the set list, right? Are you guys going to dance around a little bit of everything? You think you're going to, I know you said we might get a tease us a couple new songs. Are you going to kind of play it more by ear when you get there to see how many of those you breathe in? Or what are you all thinking? You got about 60 seconds before the end.
Yeah, no, we'll definitely, for people who've heard us for a long time, we haven't left behind those early albums and the early songs. We try to pepper in stuff from pretty much every era of the Steel Wheels, but we love getting to explore those new songs. So
awesome.
Yeah, I think people who have heard us before, you're definitely going to hear something new if you come, and you're also going to get to hear something that you recognize. And yeah, I'm really excited to get to the Cain Center. I've heard some great things about this place.
Great. Well, thanks. We're glad you've heard good things. We're new, We just opened in January, so we're really excited to host you. We'll see you here on Friday. Trent Wagler with the Steel Wheels. Thank you so much for being a guest on the show today. You guys get tickets for this weekend, and make sure if you can't come, at least get their new album when it comes out. It's coming out in February 9th. Sideways, the Steel Wheels. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Justin.
We will see you guys next week on Know the Scene. Happy Tuesday.
105.9.
Awesome. Thanks, Trent. We appreciate you, man.
Thanks, man. Yeah, happy birthday.
Yeah, thanks.